later. Don't worry, we'll edit it all out.
So do you think that's the main reason, Steve, the open mic nights? Because as you said,
Well,
I
the
guess you
open
can't.
mic,
Yeah.
well, the jam nights are a bit different. Open mic night, you get people coming along with their guitar and singing and playing guitar or singing and playing piano. That's an open mic night. Whereas a jam night is literally a jam session, although you'll do tunes. And like I explained, you'll get a number of drummers, a number of bass players, singers, keyboard players, and so on. And then they just pick a band out of the list. John on this, Pete on that, Bill on the other. And they get up and someone says, yeah, do you know this, do you know that? All right, we'll do a 12-bar blues, or, yeah, let's do some Hendrix tunes. Does anyone know them? Yeah. And you get to play and you can get to see how good people are, and you meet musicians, and that's really good. You don't have to audition them. You are auditioning them there. It's good musicians are blatantly obvious. It can fall apart. I mean, I remember going to a jam session up in Camden at the Blues Kitchen, and there are two notorious idiots. And unfortunately, I got the two notorious idiots one, so I went all the way up there, and you can make yourself look a fool with that. Also, a nightmare, of course, is drummers who can't drum, but basically they're off after 4 numbers, and eventually it's a good way of meeting musicians. And that doesn't happen in Sydney, or if it does, it's not as anything like
Prominent.
Or I would have found it, because I've got a bass. The family bought me a bass when I turned up, which is a good one, so that I could do that. But I never found any, but I'll keep looking. I think Melbourne might be different. It's different state rules, I think. Politics of it. But
Melbourne apparently does have a better art and music scene.
Yeah,
I mean, I've been there a couple of times.
yeah, I think Brisbane does as well. It's this way of meeting. It's the best way of meeting musicians at these jam nights. Also, a lot of your big bands in Australia, In Excess, Midnight Oil, and a couple of the other big bands, AC/DC, spent months and months and months. I mean, AC/DC have got a British bass player for a start, honing their act, because they could get gigs every night of the week, and they came over here first, and In Excess particularly for months, and got going, because there is such a big music scene where you can play your own stuff. That's another thing that's important. Whereas in America, people like covers. You pitch up at a gig, and you start doing your own stuff, and they'll want, no, can you play some country? No, can you play a polka? But UK is unique on that. Well, maybe in the rest of Europe they do it, but certainly that is something that's good. I still do those. And I wouldn't miss them for the world.
And what about the wedding? So were you quite? Were you nervous, Steve, for the speech? Maybe, perhaps.
Speech, I was a bit. So I got up and started talking. I missed a few bits out of it, like Polly and the Dutch thing, where the girls in the next lane broke the world record. That was a bit of something I should have mentioned.
Okay.
And then the girl who broke the world record picked up Polly's lot walking down the street, and she said, "Get in," gave them a lift home. Martha Veldhuis, one of the great singers of all time.
Marlene Veldhuis.
Marlene Veldhuis. Yeah, that was good. They broke the record, still stands.
So I was at Dutch Nationals with swimming with my team, and they broke the world record in the lane next to us, the relay team, women's relay team.
Oh wow.
Polly's lot came third. The ones who came second were the Dutch B team, and the one who came first were these Wizzo Dutch A team. It was short course, which is 4x100, but in 25-metre pools rather than 100-metre. So it's the short course world record. Anyway, any swimmer will know what that's about. But I missed that. But the rest of the stuff, a lot of the other stuff I mentioned.
Do you recommend, Steve, for us to get Eva into swimming? It's a lot for a parent.
Whoa, I thought, God, I'm really glad I haven't got a boy and I haven't got to spend afternoons watching football. But when the swimming started, I wish I had. I mean, Polly was up at 4 o'clock every morning and didn't get to bed till 10 because of the evening sessions. It would have been different in other countries. But here, you've got to fit in with everybody. And the galas every weekend, it took over our lives. Whereas the athletics, you see, you can't do that until you're an adult because the pounding of the joints, whereas swimming is supported, body supported. So you start it much earlier at swimming. But athletics, I suddenly thought, wow, I wish we'd done this all along because, you did a couple of nights, 3 nights of training. And, of course, that competed with the swimming. The swimming coach didn't like it. But I wish we had, athletics is better.
They didn't want you to do both.
No, he definitely didn't. So we did that.
I think they helped each other though.
Well, of course they did. The swimming helps the running.
I was a lot sort of better naturally at running because I did so much swimming. I just had that
Your
stamina.
stamina would have
Yeah.
been.
Yeah, for the cross country. I mean, you did nationals at that. We went all over the place. That was fun. Good weekends. Went to Newcastle.
Sheffield.
Sheffield, yay. Yeah, all the hotel prices doubled. So someone said, why don't you just ring up the local university and see all about their halls of residence? So we had 2 little rooms with their own little and everything in them, chairs, desks, everything. We had 2 of these student rooms. And it cost us, for one night, for a week, what it would have cost for a night, in the Mercure or something else where we used to stay. But see, UK's only then had 2 Olympic standard pools. This in 2010, before we had our Olympics. We had one in 3. We had one in Cardiff, one in Scotland, one in Sheffield. Whereas you got one in Parramatta, just down the road.
And Ealing as well, where I trained.
Oh, Ealing's not an Olympic standard pool. It's for starters, there's not enough lanes, it's not even depth. It's crap. I mean, some of the American university pools you went to, Princeton and places like that, were
Well, now
awesome.
there's the
Better than anything in the
2012 Olympic
Oh
pool
yeah,
as
we've got
well.
the
That's
2012
good.
pool, but even then, that's how good the ones are at American universities.
And there's so many in Australia, obviously, as well.
Yeah.
Well, when I went here to
Facilities.
just go to a pool in Richmond, it was completely sold out. So, and we've waited, Polly and I've waited 4 hours for a pool here. I've waited 4 hours for a pool here twice, which that would be, when I tell Australians, they're like, that's insane. Because Aquatic Centre, you could fit so many people, couldn't you? Like, I can't imagine it.
The quality of the pool in Parramatta is way, way, way ahead of anything here, apart from the Olympic pool in Sheffield. And that's Parramatta. I mean, it's not to belittle Parramatta, but
Yeah.
that's a wonderful place to go.
And that's just a council pool, It's just,
Yeah, just a local authority pool, and the gyms. There's so much. Although having said that, local authority gyms here are much bigger. But as soon as a private company takes them over, they immediately put all the machines in a room of quarter of the size and sell the rest off. But no, Australia's very good for sport. You just aren't up on jam nights yet.
Yeah, I was going to say, I
music.
feel like we're buttering up Australia, but
Yeah, but if I want to be an athlete, Australia's the place to go. If I want to be
Yeah.
a musician, then I can
Yeah.
go along with
yeah,
that.
England or Europe, that's true. But I was going to say, we've had a great time on this trip, haven't we?
we have, yeah. Last year wasn't so good.
Well, I gave Polly's grandmother COVID and we had
she
to call
went
the
into hospital.
ambulance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just whatever she.
And the weather's been amazing this year.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
obviously
good old
last year it
climate change.
rained a lot.
Bring it on! I'm not getting any younger, mate. The warmer
And,
it gets, the better.
Yeah, and we had the wedding, obviously. We got married. That was great. It was a perfect day.
Yeah. Well, it was good, I think, for, say, your godfather, Dave, too. He said he remembers Polly when you were Eva's age. So I think just for your friends and family, just to see that progression of having Eva was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So it all went to plan.
Yes.
No, it was. It was
Yeah.
a very
I
good
think
wedding.
so.
No, it did. Right. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that. No, it did go to plan.
That was
Yeah.
Polly's mother who organised all that. She,
Yes, we
apart
must.
from one vital email I sent her, of course, which was the clinching thing. So credit where it's due.
Was that for the photographer?
I don't know who I sent it to. I can't remember. I'm only joking. I mean, she did everything.
Well, we should also, thank you, Laura, because if she's going to, I hope she listens to this. Thank you, Laura, so much it was a perfect day, wasn't it? But also I was going to say photography.
Yeah, photography.
Yeah, but the guy who did it, what was his
Kevin.
name? Kevin. That could be his last one for a while because he found out he was a little bit sick, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
So,
did.
yeah, but that was great
So
to
we
have him
weren't
in the
gonna-
photos were
Yeah, he
amazing.
said
so,
he'd, if he couldn't do it, his assistant would do it. He said, fine,
yeah.
Yeah.
you got him. It's good. And he did a brilliant job.
Captured moment in what's his-
Captured moments. I'm not sure they're in Surrey somewhere.
Oh, yeah, let's
Fleet?
give him a shout out, if you can. Polly's just on her phone, but we should because they were he was
He was
excellent in
brilliant.
particular.
He was
Yeah.
very good.
And he got Eva. How many good shots did he get of Eva? Which I think, was amazing. But the day, it was really good. Sorry, Polly's just on her phone looking for him. But, the day was amazing, wasn't it? Were you pretty tired, Steve, at the end of
No. I was fine.
Yeah.
No, I was fine all the way through. It was good. It was a
captured
really good day.
And then Polly, you guys had that daddy-daughter dance. That was good, wasn't it? I was
Yeah.
with Eva, yeah. And Maddie, I should say about, because I didn't mention my family in the speech at all, I should say about Carly and Kenny. They did a brilliant speech, and then Maddie sung
Yes.
for us as well. So
Yeah,
that was
that
excellent
was-
too.
We got everyone involved, and I think that is what made it so special, that we kind of had a little role for a lot of people who are like very close to us in our life, and so that was really nice, very personal. And a few people remarked on that as well. They liked that we got others involved, and it had a good mix of traditional and more modern as well.
Yeah, and then even when I looked around, I was saying to people, a lot of times when I go to weddings, you see people on their phones, especially our generation, on their phones, but everyone was chatting with each other, weren't they? And that was credit to Laura and Polly's seating plan as well, because they
Yes.
found someone that had an
Spent
interest
a
on
long time on
everything.
that seating plan.
Yeah.
We also,
Trying to find people who would match next to each other and had the similar interests or like the same things. And then people even said to me, "Oh, you know, it's so good we sat next to this person because
We're both
talking,
accountants."
or we both like football. Like, oh, what are the chances?" And I'm like, "What are the chances?" It's not like I made it like this because I knew you both like football.
we had the band there as well, which was good. The band came to the reception, so they weren't just sort of waiting out there for us. They were all involved. Which was good.
Yeah.
Did you find the name of the
Yeah,
photographer?
so it's Kevin Wibley at Captured Moment in Fleet.
Yeah,
Very good.
Very good. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was wonderful. So all hats off to him.
Yeah. But it was a great wedding,
Yeah,
wasn't
the
it? seeing
hotel
everyone?
was great.
Yes.
French and Pond Hotel.
They did us proud.
in Surrey.
The food was superb. The
Yeah.
chef was
It
wonderful.
was a perfect day. Many cherished memories to remember forever.
Yeah, it was great. We can hear a little person coming back in, I think. Oh no, it's your mum's taking her out again.
Yeah, for now. For now.
Yeah. So what about Polly's life, Steve, to
Finish.
to sort of round it off? What would you say about her life or your relationship? I think is quite special as well.
No, it was good. We always sort of tried to nurture what Polly wanted to do, and we tried all sorts of things and took her to
Had
adventurous
a lot of
places.
different activities.
Yeah.
I certainly would have liked to have gone to Syria and Libya. That's my big regret, because I wrote a base teaching book that sold a lot of copies, and two of the guys, one was in Syria and one was in Libya, they kept in touch and invited me over, and now it's all been smashed up. It's a tragedy, but I wish we'd done that. But we did go to the Himalayas, and we went exploring up in a place called Mustang, where there were no maps up there in those days. So we used a pundit map, which I found a copy of through Professor Charles Ramble, who's a Tibetologist, and he found it at the Geography Institute, National Geographic Institute in the UK, I think it's called. And that was a map put together by the old Indian map maker, because of the British Raj, pundit, and it's very accurate. And so we went exploring, and Polly became the first Western child ever to go there, and it's official.
Wow, is that
because-
true?
Yeah, it is true, yeah, because it's official. You had to have permits, and her name's on the permit. And they said, well,
Wow.
look, you can take Polly up at your own risk. We won't charge you for the permit, obviously, but we'll give you her a permit to keep. So Polly's got her permit. Yeah, that was in '92, because it was in 2001, I think, or 2002. The place had only been opened up in 1992. But that was only the west side of the gorge, the trade route, not the old pilgrim route. So I'd read this book by Matheson and Laird called Mustang East of Lomantang, and they'd been up that route. So I thought, right, we'll do a circle and go down. And in those days, you had to have a liaison officer, and we were lucky to have one who really wanted to see it for himself. He was a customs officer, but he was our LO, liaison officer, and the trek leaders wanted to see it. So we just were off the map and went down the east side, Samzong, Chujong, all those villages, wonderful cave monasteries and
So
fabulous things.
those people who lived there hadn't really seen people like us before.
They'd
Western.
seen them like us when they went down to, if they'd been down to Kathmandu, but they'd never seen a child in their village, and they remembered
Especially
them,
with
Polly and
red
Laura.
hair.
Yeah, red hair. They remembered Polly 5 years later. But that was one of the holidays we had.
You guys had a lot of interesting holidays there, didn't you?
Yeah, I just got
Did
on.
Laura like all of them?
Well, Laura didn't really like the camping, but of course I forgot to tell her that if you're going to the Himalayas at altitude, you have to, I mean, we're talking here, the whole kingdom's at 15,000 feet on average, and Polly went up there for a whole summer and taught later when she was 17. But when you go up there at night, it gets down to about -20, although it's very dry. So you have to keep your cameras, cameras, batteries, everything in your sleeping bag, because if they get down to -20, they just discharge. That's your lot. Bye-bye. So the electric toothbrush went. There were no hotels up there then, no guest houses, although there were. The next few times I went up afterwards, I stayed in people's houses. So it was camping all the way, but it was good. The food was excellent. There was a good chef we had, who then went off and did a big Everest thing. And the leader, the Sirdar, he climbed Everest. I mean, they had someone like that. They had a hot team because we had a child. And it was good. It's a wonderful place. It's the last real true Tibetan part of the Himalayas, because Tibet got rather bashed up by the Chinese, but all this stuff is still there. So we've got these cave monasteries full of priceless things. Hopefully they're not stealing too many. It was an interesting place. Anyway, that was just a holiday. I say it was a proper expedition. It took us 3.5 weeks. And there was no cars up there then. There was a lorry that had come over from China, from Tibet. But you either walked or you rode. So we walked. And of course, Polly, with children having a much higher strength to weight ratio than adults, we'd say goodbye at 8 in the morning. She'd go off with the Sherpas. We see this little dot going up the hill.
We did upwards sometimes of 20 miles a day.
Oh, yeah, at least. And me and Laura would trudge on, and Polly never got altitude problems, which was good. So she'd go off, found these amazing fossils called salograms with these Sherpas, and then we'd see her at lunchtime and then off again, and then we'd see her in the evening. One time we pitched up at a beautiful cave monastery called Luri, and she was in a village called Yara. A brilliant photograph of her and this Tibetan lighting juniper, but all this smoke came piling out of the Gompa, followed by Polly and this guy. They'd been burning juniper. Lovely smell. Anyway, there we go. So yeah, that sort
We
of
had
thing.
some
we did.
adventures.
Yeah, you guys have done it. You did a lot as a child, and I think some people, to be honest, sometimes in Australia, I think people just go home, watch Netflix, or don't do much on the weekends. You did a lot.
I'm aware of how privileged I am in terms of the opportunities that I was given. And, my dad and my mum always said to me, if you want to try it, just give it a go.
You always felt quite competent, which is, I think, from your parents, isn't it?
At top level, swimming does get expensive. Until you started getting free swimsuits and things, it begins to cost. But it's worth it. You did ballet and all that sort of stuff. I did try riding, but luckily for us,
I wasn't very good at
another
riding.
thing you were very good at, and they wanted to keep you on, was this climbing up climbing walls.
Oh, yeah.
But they were very disorganised. Then we found the swimming, and I'm glad really, because climbing walls lead to cliffs, and cliffs lead to disasters. So, we tried everything pretty well.
Yeah. Great childhood.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
Should we say maybe thank you to your mum and dad again for the wedding?
For the wedding.
Thank you so much, Laura.
Pleased.
That should be listening. That's got our daughter at the
Laura
moment.
organised
And
it.
Steve.
She did the lot.
Yeah.
It and all about it. And it was so lucky we found we tried these big wedding venues. We would have got one, but they were set up for 100 or 150, and I thought, we're not going to make it look full. But we found this Frensham hotel, and we did. We just partitioned off the room, and so the dance floor was full, and it was brilliant.
Well, Darko said also he liked, because he goes to a lot of Serbian weddings, obviously at home, and it's like a lot of people, and when you eat, you do the 3-course, it takes ages, and then you're in the same place, but he liked how it was like the entree, main meal, dessert, and then we moved to do to watch your band.
And then
he said
had the
that was good.
buffet
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
Also, they did a very clever thing. They asked us all, can you find out what your people want to eat? And I thought, why do you want to know that? Then I suddenly tweaked. So they were doing a dish, lamb shank, which takes hours. So they knew exactly how, and it was perfect because it was all perfectly timed. They knew they had to get 35 of those, 15 salmons and a whole load of nuggets for the kids. They knew everything was bang on time, perfectly freshly made. rather than have to make 50 in the hope, if they don't know how many lamb shanks they want, etc. Anyway, enough of that. You don't want to hear about lamb shanks. Food is very good.
I think it's been excellent, hasn't it? We've
Yeah.
gone around the world, haven't we? But I think, like to thank you and especially Laura, as you said, that did the wedding. It was amazing. And then I also wanted to say thanks for marrying me, because I know sometimes, it's Kenny made a very good speech. He said sometimes you might be in a marriage on different levels and things like that, and we've had our hard times as well, obviously, I don't want to mention too much, but work wise and things like that for both of us. So I think I love you very much, and it was
Love
a
you
very
too.
and I could not get through my speech. I kept getting choked up. So obviously because I love you and Eva so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been great. And then Steve, thank you for coming on for your first time.
That's all right. I
We
mean, I
might have
think-
to get you on again.
Yes,
Just
you've got
as a-
so many
Just
Stories.
as a sort of final word, I'd say the reason we
Yes.
found it easy for Polly to do these activities was she was totally fearless. For example, when she was in Gozo, she decided to go exploring, and she was sort of brought back by one of the staff from halfway down the village. And we thought, right, so we used to go there every time, so they knew, oh God, Polly's exploring again, we better bring her back. But the other thing she did was all the children jumped in the pool without armbands because they could swim, so Polly jumped in, and then this young doctor rescued her. And she immediately jumped in again, thought it was fun, no fear at all. So that meant we could try all these activities and stuff. So someone's at the door.
Oh yes.
Yeah, let's.
That's
finish up
okay.
there.
All right, I'm with
He's
the
got a
Chem.
parcel.
I'm with the Chem Kings, and I've taken a load off for this week.